Hello everyone, I'm Grahita Ananta Ratri, student number 045 from Critical Reading Class B. So on this opportunity, I would like to present my review of journal article entitled Imagination and Ambition of Children Character in J.K. Rowling novel Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. So let's get started. First of all, let me give an overview about this journal article. The article title here is Imagination and Ambition of Children Character in J.K. Rowling novel Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. The authors are Rahman Nurul Aziz, Yuyun Nuralayan, and Pepen Priawan. Name of journal CALL or CALL. It is a journal that presents critical analysis on language and literature. Date of published is in June 2020, pages 18 until 6, volume 2, number 1. The keywords are literature, children character, imagination, and ambition. So the first one, I will give my review about the abstract and the title. The author's aim on this article is to examine the children's imagination and ambition. The main objects here are from the characters of J.K. Rowling literary works, Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. But this is not stated in the abstract section. The authors do not specify their authorship purpose or their aim in the abstract. Even so, the authors have explained what methods are used or how to achieve these authorship goals. Apart from using qualitative methods, the authors also used literary device, since this research is based on the literature field and to support accurate research, and also use the comparative literature method. The keywords mentioned in the abstract section are indeed in accordance with the main object or main focus on this research, which are literature, children character, imagination, and ambition. Then, the title of this article is Imagination and Ambition of Children Character in J.K. Rowling novel Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. I think it is relevant since this article indeed examines the characters in that novel. Also, the title makes it easier to understand about what this article is about. Next, about the introduction or the background. The entire introduction provides a detailed background to authorship and provides a detailed explanation of the areas in this article. For example, if the author explains about literary works and novels, it still makes sense because it is the object used for the research of this article. So, I think the introduction section has provided a pretty clear background to the reader. But on the other hand, I think the discussion in the introduction is too broad. I think it will be better if the author goes deeper into the reasons why he chose the novel Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix as the object of the research, instead of discussing the children literature and its development, while the children literature was not mentioned in the abstract section. Next, the methodology. The author used a qualitative method, and through this method, the author defines what belongs to the imagination and ambition of the novel Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. However, I think it's a little confusing here because it turns out that the Harry Potter novel is not the only novel that has been researched. The author mentioned in the methodology that he identified imagination and ambition in the novel's Tessie-based movie Beyond, although this is not mentioned in the abstract section. Then, as has been explained in the abstract section before, the writer also used the comparative literature method, which is to compare either similarities or differences in the object of literary work under research. In my opinion, the steps and qualitative methods here described by the author to achieve the aim are quite clear, relevant, and reliable. Now let's take a look to the result or the analysis of this article. In the analysis and finding section, The writer provides the display of the data of research. The findings or data attached are the narrative and dialogue in the novel Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. There are 7 data attached along with their pages. The 7 data include 3 data that show ambition and the 3 other data that show the imagination of character. After that, the author provides an explanation of the factors that encourage the imagination and ambition of the character. For example, it could be due to the differences in the characterizations of conflicting figures. Even so, I think the explanation of the data found is sufficient, although not very detailed. Because in the methodology section, the author reveals that after the data is attached, the entire data will be analyzed. Although then the author attached an explanation that show the keyword of the dialogue as the data. And apart from that, I think the data findings in this part of the analysis are still lacking. When I reviewed the novel, I found that there were still many narratives and dialogues that showed the imagination and the ambition of the characters in the novel. So, in my opinion, 7 examples are still lacking. It will be better if the author could attach more examples of data and explanation of the data. Then, one thing that in my opinion is still lacking and may be confusing to the reader is that in the result section of the analysis doesn't find any comparison from the study. Whereas in the methodology section, it has been stated that the author also used the comparative literature method and examines the novel Stacy Best Movie Beyond as a comparison. However, in the analysis result section, nothing is explained about this comparison and none of the data refers to the novel Stacy Best Movie Beyond. So in my opinion, this part of the analysis is actually good overall, but not significant and not consistent. Next, about the writing style and text structure. The writing style of this article is quite easy to understand. The author used a common vocabulary even though this is an article that examines literary works, but even readers who don't really understand about the field of literature will easily understand the contents of this article because the author explained it simply and clearly. Then, the author also divides the section of this article such as the opening, methodology, analysis, and conclusions. Which is make it very easy for readers to understand the content of this article. Overall, from the writing style and text structure, it is precise and clear enough for me. And lastly, discussion and conclusion. The conclusion of this article is sufficient to answer the purpose of the article. Even though it is explained densely, in my opinion, it is sufficient to answer the main aim that imagination and ambition are influenced by intrinsic elements such as character. Overall, this article is quite clear and concise. The method used is suitable, although the result section of the analysis doesn't describe how the data or analysis is from the comparative literature method. This article provides a new insight that the ambition and imagination of characters in literary works are closely related to their manifestation. And in this case, it is not only the characterization of the ambitious character, but there are other factors such as due to conflict or conflicting figures between one character and another, as explained in the result of the analysis. Then, apart from dealing with the literary field, in my opinion, this article also deals with the psychological field. As previously mentioned, the writer finds the conclusion that the character's imagination and ambition are related to the character's characterization, the turmoil and thoughts of the character, as well as the encouragement from other parties that makes the character have such ambition. So in my opinion, it is closely related to the field of psychology. So that's all my review about this article. I'm so sorry if there are any mistake and thank you for your attention.